Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast where we always speak about the importance of inner life because, as you probably know or you have might heard in these podcasts, is that our thoughts and feelings really influence very much the outcome in our outer world. In other words, that what you think and what you feel then expresses directly in what you experience in reality. So if you have inside yourself the feeling and 100% of thoughts and of wellness, goodness, harmony, and love, it all then turns and you will be able to have these experiences on your day-to-day basis. Well, on the other hand, when you have this feeling of stress, depression, hate, sadness, and so on, there will be more and more reasons. You will find out more and more reasons every day why to feel even more sad and even more stressed and even more anxious and so on, because those will be bigger and bigger in your reality as well. And that's why it is so important. And today I would like to tell you in a short way my humble opinion about what happened to Meghan and to Prince Harry while they were living in Britain, in England. And as you probably know, they were very unhappy there, and as a result, they had to move out, and finally today they are happy. I saw that interview that they had with Oprah, and it's, the very, let's say, it only emphasizes even more what I just said, and what it's not just my words, but it is the universal law. Because if you are afraid that something bad will happen in your life, and if you will be thinking for many years and for a very long time, you will be thinking about one kind of experience that you for sure don't want to have. But if you will always remind yourself and always be thinking about that experience, I can tell you that because of the universal law, you are pushing this experience into your reality, so you will 100% live through that terrible experience, even though you wanted to avoid it. But because you were all the time thinking about it, you just made it physical. And this is exactly what happened to Prince Harry, because he didn't like what happened to Princess Diana. I think nobody liked what happened, and it was a very sad story. And it is absolutely normal that he wanted to avoid that for his wife or his girlfriend or his family to happen. But he was thinking so strongly and was so frightened about what happened that he unconsciously drove in the very same experience that he didn't want. He drove that experience into his reality, and it happened, which only says, yes, the universal law is here for everyone, and no one can escape it. You can only live in accordance with this universal law, or if you break it, no matter if you are prince or if you are a frog, it's just turns back to you. So without knowing the whole story, one who knows something about the and consciousness and about the universal laws, that person would probably bet that Prince Harry is going to experience what he hates the most, because he was very much, thinking and trying to avoid it and so on. So it was kind of, inevitable. And then the second point was when the situation started to worsen. I've heard Meghan to say some information like that there were almost 4 months in a row where the newspaper were just pulling out all the negative content about her, even though within those 4 months she didn't go out of her house. She went probably twice, I think she mentioned, and even though she was locked inside, and she didn't give them any reason to behave the way they behaved and to attack her the way they attacked her, the situation was even worse and worse. Of course, this couple says, like many other people, that it's not their fault because those were the other people doing all those bad things. And yes, you are right that all the other people were producing the negative content, and even probably, I don't know, but probably even some members of the royal family were engaged and didn't like the couple to stay together or to stay connected to a royal family. So they were probably some negative talks, as they mentioned. I really believe all that. But the power of a mind of one person can never be smaller, and you can never oppose your will on someone else. It just can't be happened if the other person knows how to use his or her own consciousness and mental power, which it's sad to say because yes, I have to tell it. So probably Meghan and Harry are at the beginning, or maybe not even started to understand what it is, what does it mean to have the power of mind and how to use their mind. Because when coming back to those 4 months when she said she was locked in the house and the news were even worse and worse, it was also because she was adding her power to make it even worse. Because if you sit in your house and if you are constantly thinking that your life is very bad and all the situation is very bad, and you are afraid for your kids what can happen, and you are afraid about your husband, and you are afraid about your future, and you are blah blah blah, afraid, you pull your energy, you invest your energy to all that very bad situation, and you even make that situation worse. You do it consciously. You just probably don't know that you are making it worse, but you produce that very negative energy, and wow, here you have it. It turns back to you, and you see all the media, everything is even worse. And you say, this is the people who are making it worse. I am the victim. Unfortunately, you do it bad as well, because you are the victim of your own thoughts and of your own wishes. So if you think the situation is bad, I am not protected and my family is not protected, wait. When you think that you are not protected, when you think that there is a danger that might happen to you or to your family, again, this is 100% sure that the danger is there because you create the thought and the feeling, and so you create the danger in your reality. And yes, if you are, convinced that this is not good for your family and that you are under the risk, then yes, you are under the risk because no one is putting you there. So you are putting yourself into that crisis, and all that harm and tax you put yourself in. And you make it even bigger with your own thoughts and with your own energy, with your own emotions. And if you multiply it together with your husband, even though he wants to help you, but he has the very same thoughts like you, that it is bad and we are going, to have a bad life here and everything is against us and so on and so on. Oh dear, what do you think that the result is going to be? That you will wake up one day and everyone will just say, yes, Meghan, we love you, we want you to be here? No. The people and the circumstances will never change unless you do the change at first. You've got to change your own opinions, your own thoughts and feelings inside yourself. And then all those might be changed in your environment, in your reality. But it is never the other way around. Never. And it doesn't matter how much money you have or what title you have or who you are or where are you living, but it is never the other way around. Look at the people around you. Everyone who is sad or confused about something, he or she will be confused about that stuff until he decides to change his mind and to change his thoughts. No one else will do the job for him. And it is the same. No one, because no one can do the job for you. No one can come and jump into your mind and change the circle of thoughts that you have there. Only you can change. Only because you command your mind. So it was nice to listen to that interview. But on the other hand, I was a little bit sorry. Not for Meghan and Harry, because they apparently are much happier in the America than they were in England. And it's probably because they are thinking that other thoughts. They are thinking in the US, we are free, it's freedom, we feel safe, we have our security, we have our family, we have our home, so we are happy. Of course that you are happy when you have these thoughts, because your thoughts turn into your reality. So here we have it. If you have thoughts of positivity, of peacefulness, of happiness, yes, no matter where you are, then the place becomes a home for you because you have those thoughts. But if you are in Finland or Norway or England or Japan, it doesn't matter. When you have the thoughts of destruction, damage, disaster, crisis, negativity, bad family, yes, you will have that bad family, even in the heaven, because this is your thoughts, So those two probably don't know much about the power of their own mind, but it doesn't matter. They are probably happy and life will push them. Maybe sometime they will understand more. But what I was slightly sorry about, I was sorry about Oprah. Because until then, I thought about Oprah that because she interviewed so many enlightened people, because she personally spoke with, let's say, Eckhart Tolle, who is like genius for that present moment, who knows what the consciousness really is and how that consciousness really works, and she was part of that, and she read those books, and she interviewed Chopra, and so many other people who are, saying the same stuff like me, that you've got to command your mind, you have to live in this present moment, you have to feel in that present moment of joy and glory and happiness and harmony, because without that you will never will be able to experience those in your reality. And that person, after so many years, after decades of reading those books, after decades of interviewing those people, she's there, sitting down with Meghan and Harry. Apparently, that couple, those two people, know nothing about the power of their mind, but doesn't matter. But she is interviewing them, and she is speaking about the royal family and about their opinions and about the press, what happened, and she, not even in one single moment, was not aware of, hold on a second, this is not some people against other people, a family crisis. No, this is the problem of the mind. This is the crisis that those people know nothing about how to use their conscious power, how to use and command their thoughts and feelings. And yes, they were in very deep family crisis, but because they were part of the creation, they created that crisis. They were participating on that crisis, even though they are not aware of it. But they were participants, and very big participants. When it comes to energy, they fueled a lot of negative energy. So it was no surprise that it was a very big problem for them then. And Oprah sitting there, and she was like any other normal, let's say, common person without any knowledge. She forgot everything what she read. She forgot everything what she heard. And this was very sad. Like, how can you, Oprah? Then why are you doing all those interviews? Why are you reading all those books? When it comes to reality, you use nothing of the knowledge that you have. Zero of the information that you've learned. So Oprah, so sorry, right? So let me conclude this podcast, and let's finalize it with something positive. I want to say that even though Oprah was not aware, I am pretty sure that she took some knowledge from the books that she read, and that sometimes in her life she really uses that power of present moment and that power of her conscious mind. And that interview, I hope it was just, that she forgot about all of that. And but this is something normal. I want to say that every one of us, and me included, on a daily basis, we just jump in to the automatic life and we forget. And it's normal tendency that we forget how much power our thoughts and feelings really have. So now you can see that we are all humans, absolutely equal, because no matter if you are Mary, Tom, Meghan, Harry, Oprah, Bill Clinton, doesn't matter. We all do the very basic mistakes that we misuse our energy and our thoughts and feelings. And it really takes a lot of time, a lot of effort and power, so that we will be able to hold on our attention for longer, to create the harmony and peace and love and well-being that we want to have in our lives. And that it is process of learning for every one of us. No one can buy it, no one can escape it, and no one can speed it up. No. So you've got to learn it slowly, step by step. And as you can see on Oprah, you will fall, but you will have to jump in back and learn it again to remind yourself. So I hope it was a good example for you, that we are all equal and that making mistakes is absolutely normal. But it's very important to, refresh and go back again. So thank you for listening. Have a great time and have a good day. Bye.